Good evening. My name is David Young, and some of you will know me as the Lion Potter in Gettysburg. You've been to my place or seen our signs. But the reason for this video is I'm making an appeal. I was praying. Some of you also know that I'm a believer. I was praying the other day, and God gave me, I believe, a number. First, it was just a number floating. And then to that number, he attached lost souls. And as I began to ponder that number of people being lost, I was moved to begin to pray for them. The number was 100 million. 100 million. The other day, a man was in my shop, and I asked, how could I pray for you? He says, actually pray for my sister-in-law. She's just lost her husband. As I prayed, I began to cry as I identified with her pain. Imagine one person dying that you know, not going to heaven, ending up in hell. Imagine being the father to that child. Imagine having 100 million children. And 100 million children pass from this life not knowing God, not knowing Jesus, and passing into hell forever and ever and ever. So God moved me to begin to pray for 100 million souls this year that could be saved, that would be saved. And imagine the heart of any father, our Father, as 100 million slip away, untouched by the gospel they never heard. I don't have a church where I could bring people to get saved, but I believe just our prayers at this point is what's needed. Our prayers, people that already know God. If you would join me at 12 noon each day in prayer. Of course, you don't have to show up at my place and pray. You can stop wherever you are and just pray. 100 million. Imagine 100 million people coming to know God, passing from this life into eternity forever, into heaven, because we begin to pray. I believe as we pray, we'll remember people that we are angry at with. I ask that you would forgive them so that your pipeline to God can be clean and pure, open. Pray for our president. Pray for our country. Pray for your dad. Pray for your son. Pray for your daughter. Pray for your wife. But pray for 100 million new souls that have not yet accepted the free gift that God gave us in the death of his son, the resurrection on the third day. 100 million. Wouldn't it be grand? And what I believe, when our heart aligns with his will, beautiful things happen. When I was a young pastor years ago, there were 2 children that had no parents that were functioning. And I began to weep for those children and ask God, why and how could this be? These beautiful children without God, without parents. 5 days later, they came to know the Lord, both of them. So what I believe is, if we begin to pray, begin to cry out to God for 100 million. Imagine just one person coming to know God because of our prayers. How about 100 people? How about 1 million? How about 100 million? That's about a third of the people in the U.S. But I'm praying for worldwide, 100 million people. So again, I'm asking if you that know the Lord would join me at 12 noon each day. Stop what you're doing at your desk, on the road, in your home, and just pray. Ask God. And I believe as we align our hearts with the heart of God, He will hear our prayer because He wants it also. He said, I would that none would be lost. When we do as Daniel did, Daniel saw in the book 70 years had passed and Israel's to go back into the promised land. He began to pray and God dispatched an angel immediately. Would you pray with me? Would you pray for 100 million? Dear God, please bring 100 million people into the kingdom. There's not much time left. Lord, it'd be so wonderful to see them all. 100 million. Thank you. I hope to see you soon. God bless. Please pray.